Have they found any low amounts of radiation around there?
They checked with the Geiger counter, and they didn't find anything. The only thing they checked for energy, and around the vaginal area, there was high levels of energy.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to buy a Geiger counter last week, and I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, no, they checked that. MUFON checked that Saturday,
Okay.
and they checked over. They did a sweep with a magnet, and they picked up some particles, and they're send those to the lab to see. And they took some hair particles and pieces of skin. There was one area that I noticed on the leg after I pulled up cattle mutilations last Sunday, and they said check the legs for any marks, and there was a mark and that I saw on one leg, and it wasn't a rope. It was almost like a wire or like a guitar string type, that thin, and it was around the top leg. That I never checked the bottom leg, but the top leg, when I checked it, there was a little mark. And
Could be possible in the past that she wrapped her leg around a barbed wire.
It could have been, but that didn't look like it was old. It looked like it might have been pretty fresh, and there was a little piece of skin that was peeled off, so that wasn't old at all.
Okay.
Lifted it, did it feel like it was real hard to...
The lift, rigor mortis really wasn't set that much.
Okay.
It hadn't, huh?
So it was a recent...
Oh yeah, it was. I'm
It takes
thinking.
about a day or two for rigor mortis to actually set in.
And bloating and that sort
Yeah,
of
and
thing.
she really didn't bloat.
She didn't bloat,
She didn't bloat that much. Her stomach caved in.
She was cold to the touch.
I didn't really. The only thing is, and MUFON told me this, and it was funny because they says, "Did you touch her without gloves?" I go, "Yeah," because when I picked up her leg, and then I even the guy, he says, "Check her forehead." He says, the one I found, they hit her over the head. He thinks it's a cult, and he says, so I touched her head, but this is what was funny, and I don't know if you guys ever experienced this. So they said that your fingers tingle after. It takes about 48 hours. That some people are reported fingers tingling, and I go, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they tingled.
So actually,
They tingled up until
a
Friday.
sensation of...
Really interesting.
It's like and I caught a virus 2 years ago, and I had that, and it came back this last fall, and while I'm cutting hay, and I'm wondering, it kind of makes me wonder, and I don't know,
Does it kind of feel like your hands like they've gone to sleep? Just
kind of, but actually it feels like somebody's poking pins.
Yeah.
And I got it a couple years ago. It was in my toe. It was throughout my whole body,
Right.
but. But 48 hours, I touched the cow Sunday, and this came about Wednesday, and they asked me that question. They've had people before, and sure enough, and up until Saturday, I was fine again.
Now, if you even know, can you tell me, have you noticed your neighbors, anything around here unusual as far as sickness goes, or anybody coming down with, say, a lot of cancer or a lot of something that's unusual?
No, not that. I know
Nothing.
of,
Nothing like that.
No, Trinidad. Well, a lot of people get cancer down there, but
but
they
I'm
always
just
blame
saying
the coal mines
around
with the
here.
water.
Yeah, just
but
around here.
Not that I.
Nothing that you're aware of.
No, nothing I'm aware of. Maybe there is, but.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, I just had a thought in mind about some things.
But no, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
but
I'm sure you would from your neighbors and just talking. Well, so and so has this. Well, yeah, so and so over here has the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, nothing that I know of.
And your water, fine.
Yeah, we drink the same water, City of Trinidad. We're not on
I
wells.
knew that.
City water.
But the river and everything, nothing's happened there. Any contamination or anything?
Not that I know of. The only thing is, I know what they talk about the fish in Trinidad Lake. There are high levels of mercury. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's high levels of mercury.
Uh-huh.
But that's.
Has it been like that for a long time?
I don't know. I don't know when they started testing, but I read it in the paper like a year or 2 years ago, something like that.
I see.
I don't fish in Trinidad, I don't hardly fish anymore. But
Is there a possibility that might be a neighbor that has a grudge against you, or a friend, or?
Not to do that. I think if they had a grudge or something, they would have probably just shot and left it there, but not to go through that precise, removal of the udders and that, and and they got to be pretty high tech because you know that's something
Yes.
that cauterizes. You know, it cuts and seals at the same time.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
something. You know,
Mm.
but
Well, it's most interesting.